Well, it's a beautiful morning. We're in South Carolina this morning. I'm out on the South Carolina Dirt Diggers group hunt today. Out here on a ridge in a clear cut. There's Josh. We found an old home site up here. We believe it's an old home site. There's a lot of trash in the ground, a lot of old pottery, good stuff. There's Chuck.
Hey now.
Southern Fried.
Southern Fried.
We got a beautiful spot. Look, guys, the first desirable target of the day after finding the location finally. I dug a nice little silver spoon. Almost positive it's silver. It's really shiny. The handle kind of threw me a little bit. It's in pretty good shape. Little silver spoon. We will take it. All right, guys, I'm back in here at a brand new spot. This is an old home site. Pretty sure I could walk back to it and find it once permission was secured, and sure enough, walked right into it. There's all kinds of iron in here, a lot of old paths and whatnot. The home is no longer standing, obviously, but first good target out of the ground. Maybe about 4 inches down. Found this this little horseshoe with a horse portrait on it. Might be some kind of a bridal piece, maybe a rosette. So we'll keep digging around here a little bit. We got plenty of time, plenty of ground, and the weather's beautiful. Low 50s today, overcast. Let's get it. Right up next to the road here, this came out nice strong 95 at the bottom of the plug. Looks like a pocket watch, and it looks like it's whole. Let's take a look. Oh, there's the back plate and the insides. And this would be the face. Don't want to rub that too hard. Made in the USA. Wow, nice old pocket watch. A little metal piece on top there. Wow. Well, we'll clean that up carefully when we get back home. But pretty cool. So here's a real good example of separation I'm getting with this high frequency coil. Dug a nice hole about 5 inches deep here, strong iron signal, and right next to it I got a high tone. Look at this, the marks say it all. There's the mark from the spike, and there's an impression from a coin. Now look at the bottom of the hole. And what do we have? That's a wheat cent. Yeah, from the 50s by the looks of it. But I tell you what, that's the kind of separation I'm talking about with this high frequency elliptical coil. Right there is the evidence. Pretty cool. Got a nice deep signal down there, maybe 6 or 7 inches down. And a real pretty little buffalo nickel pops up. Boy, I can't quite see the date there. 1920 something? Maybe 30? 31? But it's got a date. We'll take it. So I'm working through this clear cut area here. Got the stock 11-inch coil on the dais. Had a kind of a shallow 77 signal. I think I saw a flat button, and I think it might be a cuff button. Let's see if we can find it here. There it is. What is that? Oh yeah, one of those. Kind of a coverall button. All right. All right, kind of a low 64 signal. I don't know what it is with me and spoons. This one's all mashed up, but look. What does that say? It's plated, but well, we'll clean it up a little bit. Well, down about 6 or 7 inches deep in that hole. Had to go down pretty deep. Got an old flat button missing the shank. And it's definitely silver wash by the looks of it. Really thin for a flat button. Definitely a button though. Well, that's a good sign of age. Well, down here about 5 inches. Got a nice strong penny signal. Pulled this out of the hole. 1 cent. Indian head penny. Scraped the date off the bottom there so I can see it. I believe it's 1885. So it's a 4th Indian head out of this property. We'll keep looking. Oh, that Indian head came out right back there. I moved on about 7-8 feet. Got a low tone. Just popped this out, nickel sized, and I believe, yep, I thought I saw a V. It's a V nickel. Tough to get a date on these sometimes, but I'll toothpick it and see what we've got. Oh boy, I haven't dug one of those in a while. Probably the biggest caterpillar I've ever seen. That thing is huge. Alright, well, first decent target of the day. Dug down in that hole, only about 5 inches deep or so. Looks like a typesetter's letter. The letter O. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Well, we'll see what else we can find. Well, right down here in this hole, about 6 inches down, got an old spoon handle or fork handle. Looks like it was silver plated at one time. I think this home is, again, turn of the century, right around 1900. I was talking with an older gentleman in the neighborhood here, and he remembers as a kid playing in this old abandoned house up here. So we're going to keep looking around. It's a pretty nice little spot. Little grass is a little high, but there's certain areas where I can hunt, so we'll keep going. Well, right out of that plug, fairly shallow, maybe 3 or 4 inches down. Just pulled a what I thought was going to be a suspender clip, but check this out. I believe, if I can get it oriented correctly, you're going to see a great seal. Yeah, look at that. So it might be a hat pin or something like that. There's iron on the back for sure. Well, we'll get it cleaned up. I'm working in a 28 kilohertz frequency today. Pretty good for smaller objects, about 4 inches down in the plug there. Little buckshot. Got the sprue on it. It's an older one. Cool. Alright, well, I just dug a modern bullet right there, and about 1 foot over, at another similar signal, but that's a percussion cap. Got a root growing in it. Yeah, it's a little tiny percussion cap. Civil War era. One of Sherman's boys left that behind. All right, we'll keep digging. All right, time for the green felt wrap up. There were 2 or 3 hunts combined into one video there. Been doing a lot of searching and scouting this winter, and coming up empty on some sites, but ran into a few home sites that proved to be worthwhile. A lot of signals in the ground. Started the video with a trip out to South Carolina for the South Carolina Dirt Diggers. Ended up finding this real nice Rains guide. This isn't super old, but it's the only plated Rains guide that I've ever found. Pretty sweet. Kind of oval shaped. And also the highlight was the silver spoon. It's a sugar spoon. And I'll zoom in here. Let's see if it'll pick up the sterling mark on the back of the handle for you. How about this way? There you go. So that was a nice little find. Rang up real nice and loud on the dais. Picked it out of the iron. And then on the way back, I stopped at another permission and found this old home site. Again, turn of the century home site. Found this teething spoon. Dr. Moffat's Tethina, it says, or teething spoon. And the handle is actually supposed to be bent this way. It's easier for the child to grasp onto it. Turn of the century, again, very early 1900s. Looks like this one was perhaps plated at one point. Doesn't look, looks kind of gold colored, not so much silver. So that was kind of cool. Ended up finding a couple of things there too. Old flat button, which is definitely 1800s. And then found some horse tack and this little decoration, probably off of a reins or bridle decoration of some kind there. The horseshoe with the horse head portrait. This button also came up from there. This is a Coveralls button. And I know I had mentioned Great Seal, but it's a little different than a Great Seal. And I showed it to a bunch of folks, and everyone pretty much agrees it was civilian. Made to look like a Great Seal button, but probably a civilian coverall button. Still cleaned up nice and worth displaying. Then went to a different home site, pulled out this pocket watch, which was pretty neat, and right in the bottom of the plug, the back plate came off. And I was hoping the face would be better preserved, but it is not at all. I started cleaning it up, and the entire face had dissolved already. But still a neat old piece to display. So we hung on to that one. Got this typesetting O, by the looks of it, capital O. First one I've ever found. I didn't know that site would have anything like this. That's kind of a strange find at that location. Ended up with a percussion cap from a Civil War era musket, I would say. A little bit torn up. That small coil in the high frequency really zeroes in on these smaller targets. Little musket ball with the sprue. And ended up with 8 wheat pennies from that site. We did get an Indian head here. I got the date on this one. 1885. Cleaned up all right. There's the back. Got a Liberty V nickel. I believe this is 1889. There's the V. It's in pretty rough shape. Been in the ground a long time. And of course the little buffalo. This is in 1918. Buffalo nickel. And there is a D mint mark at the bottom there. Really tough to see the mint marks on these. But just happy to get a date on those buffalo nickels. So, enjoyed the hunts, had a really good time. Looking forward to getting back out there soon to my Civil War sites. Hope everyone is doing well out there. And for you folks up north, socked in, watch some videos and hang in there, guys. Winter is coming to an end soon, believe me. It'll happen. All right, take care, everyone.